So, speaking of my dogs, got some really bad news. I don't really know how to say this, but for those of y'all who've been following me for years and years, even before we were a part of DDK, I've always had trouble with renting places because of our pit bulls. And you know, we always had to lie about the breed, say it's this, say it's that, Staffordshire Terrier, Great Dane, I mean, whatever. And that got us by, you know, for a couple months here, a couple months there. And then the last place we rented, we got to stay for like 3 years. And they came to check the house every 6 months, and I would put all my dogs into my Trailblazer and drive off for a couple hours while they checked the house out with Destiny. So finally, our dreams came true. We got approved to buy a house. So we're searching. We find the perfect house. We look up the laws and everything, and I guess we just didn't look good enough. Everything just seems perfect. We were on 0.9 of an acre, so 0.1 more, we'd be on an acre. But we are in city limits. But we have like the biggest yard out of this whole neighborhood. Just the yard looks huge compared to everybody else's, and it's plenty of room, you know. They tell me no dogs. That's a big dog footprint too. Anyways, walk out here and finish telling y'all this. So basically, what happened was, well, we had a neighbor on each side of us when we moved in. I think the neighbors to the left of us, they own their house, if I had to guess. And the neighbors to the right of us, they were renting. Well, they moved out. They seemed super friendly. We got along good. And the people who own their house, they seemed super friendly. We got along good with them too. But I ended up giving the lady my number, and I told her, hey, if you want to let your dogs out or whatever, you know, my dogs are out, just shoot me a text or call me, and I'll bring my dogs in. Or if my dogs are outside and barking too much, just shoot me a text. Okay, so she starts doing that every single day, which is fine. It bothered my wife, Destiny. She thought that the lady was doing it to just be, you know, spiteful, because she doesn't like pit bulls or whatever. You know, we thought maybe she'd ask us to do it every once in a while, but she started doing it every single day. I wanted to keep the peace, so it didn't bother me at all. I just wanted to keep the peace. So I started bringing the dogs in every time she said. But one morning she asked me to bring the dogs in. I had let the dogs out early in the morning and laid back down and fell back asleep. So she had texted me and said, will you please bring your dogs in? I'd like to sleep in till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Well, sadly, I didn't wake back up till like 9 o'clock a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning. And by that time I seen her text, I made the mistake of not replying back because I'm not really a morning person. I was like, dang, it's already too late. What do I even say? You know, I should have said, I'm sorry. You know, I just woke back up from a nap. But anyways, she completely stops texting me. She went from like every day texting me to bring the dogs inside to like completely stopping. She doesn't ask anymore. And then about a month goes by, which I'm guessing the whole time she's been calling. And like the animal SWAT team shows up at my house. Now, actually, it's the city of Jacksonville. That's where we're living. I can say that here now on YouTube because we're not going to be living in Jacksonville anymore. I usually don't share my information here on YouTube because somebody came to our house one time wanting to see Hulk. We do not own Hulk. He's in New Hampshire, not North Carolina. But basically, this lady's called in on us. The guys show up. They see the dogs in my backyard. I have like 6 of them back there running freely, doing their thing. We got a fenced-in backyard, and I also have a bunch of 10x10 kennels. So, I don't know. The guys are like, anything over 4 dogs is considered a kennel. And I asked, even if they're rescues, because only like 3 of our dogs are for breeding right now. We have like 3 breeding females. The rest are either retired or they are rescues. And the ones that are retired, they're basically, you know, they're not for breeding anymore. So it's like the same thing as a rescue. He goes, it doesn't matter, anything over 4 is considered a kennel. So, you know. So I ended up talking to Marlon and Lisa. They gave me some good ideas. I talked to another breeder who went through this, Gina from XXL Designer Pit Bulls. I talked to her. She gave me some great advice as well. Told me that to basically call the town hall, or I'm not gonna say everything she told me on here, but she gave me some great advice. I checked into that, and basically I have to move. You have to have 1 acre to be able to get a kennel license. We have 0.9 of an acre. So, and we're in city limits, and only certain zones in the city limits of Jacksonville allow you to get a kennel license. So basically we just bought a house for the dogs, so the dogs will have a lot more space. We went from like 0.3 of an acre to 0.9 of an acre. You know, it's just way better for the dogs. And so we bought that in August. It is now December and we have to move. Not to say, the worst part is Christmas is in like 14 days, and they told me I had 10 days. And they told me this yesterday, right before we leave to come on vacation here. So I was gonna cancel this whole trip to the vacation, but I could tell it was really bothering my mom. So I decided to come anyways, because I usually never want to go on vacations because of my dogs. I usually want, I usually want to stay home with the dogs, like all the time. It's just how I am. So I wanted to do this for my mom. She told me she would help me, you know, with all of this if I would come on the vacation. That's not the reason I came. The reason I came is because I just wanted to make her happy. I didn't want to ruin this trip for her. So I'm here. My brother is watching my dogs. I'm super glad that I came. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, but honestly, the first whole day that I was here, well, everybody thought I was sleeping in the room, but basically I just laid in the bed all day. Like, all I can think about is having to move. It just seems like my whole world has been flipped upside down. But so we're supposed to head back tonight. Destiny was talking about heading back in the morning. It just sucks. I don't know. I've been crying a lot. I told myself I wouldn't cry on this blog because I'm always posting stuff. Just crazy stuff's been happening. I don't know, but I've been reading some Bible verses. I'll have to go back. I wrote them down, but basically saying that the Lord won't lead you astray. Like, his plan is the right plan. So this is a part of his plan. And maybe staying there, you know, next to them neighbors who are going to be spiteful like that, no matter how perfect that dream home is for us, and we've only been there a little while, you know, I don't understand why we got that house at all, but I guess that's just how it works. And some things, you know, I don't know. Basically, it was just to show us that, you know, you don't want to live inside city limits no matter how perfect the house is. But it just sucks. I got a hernia right now where I can't lift stuff, and now I gotta help move all this stuff again. It's a nightmare. But this took me longer to explain than I thought, so this might be the whole video. I was gonna make it about this trip and explain, but all right, thanks for listening. I appreciate all the support, and thanks for watching.